Hello everyone, welcome to another Practice with Me class. My name is Sybil Shelton Ford. I am a certified yoga therapist, also a certified health and wellness coach. I'm so glad that you're here today. Today's practice is going to be built around the pose called crocodile. It's not really a traditional like hatha yoga pose. Pretty sure I did a whole podcast episode on the benefits of crocodile pose and crocodile breath, so make sure you check that out. The podcast is called Yoga and Yum. It's on Spotify and Apple and Google and other places, so please check that out. I think that you'll really like this episode. I think you really will love the benefits of this pose. Now, this pose is done on the belly. It's done prone. So if you're a person that can't do this work, then lie on your back to do the breathing portions. Everything else, well, you may not be able to do everything, but I'm going to give you some, because I've already planned what I'm going to do in my head today. If I'm on my back and you can't be on your, I'm sorry, if I'm on my belly and you can't be on your belly, then lie on your back. And then there's kind of a hip opener that I'm going to do, lying on my belly. If you can't do that, on your back, hug your knee into your chest, or if you know happy baby, come into a half happy baby when I'm doing that, or even a full happy baby, if you're a person that cannot be on your belly for that. All right, this is my setup. And I'm actually going to start in crocodile pose, which is on my belly. So in crocodile pose, we're laying on our belly. So we're stacking one forearm over the other and just resting the head. And you can turn the head to one side if you want. I'm just going to rest my forehead down. I am still doing some recuperating from that lung infection. And what I want to do is use the floor as a feedback for me trying to just kind of feel how the breath is moving in the belly as I draw the breath down toward the belly, and also start facilitating the breath kind of toward the back body. Even though there's no lungs back there, you can still feel that in the back body as well. Now, if you're here and you decide that being on your belly here is a little bit tricky for your low back, you can get a towel or a blanket and place it underneath your pelvis and then lay over that. I like doing crocodile pose with kids as well. It's really grounding and really calming. So try to slow the breath down. And if you get a good rhythm, you can imagine sort of that low back area, the kidney area, and imagine sending breath to that area as if the kidneys were balloons. You're just gently blowing up the balloons. And then we're going to come to all fours, or at least I am. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Really firm the upper back. Tuck the toes. Firm the belly. Firm the glute muscles, leg muscles. Lift to all fours. I'm going to do a figure 8 here. If cat-cow feels better for you, then do that. But I am sort of making this sort of, it's almost like a serpentine movement with the back and the side ribs. Again, I may have mentioned in last class that my side ribs feel a little, I don't know, they're a little sticky almost. That's the only like adjective I can think of. It feels a little sticky, and so trying to get some kind of rhythmic movement in that area of my body feels really good as I'm still recuperating. About 80%, maybe 90% better. Again, cat-cow can also be something that you do, and I'm going to reverse it. You know, if you want to hang out in this one direction, go ahead. So remember, listen and respond to your own body. Make the practice yours. Once you learn a few things, then you can kind of have your own little session, your own little practice in between your classes. All right. I'm going to come into something called, how can I say it? I'm going to do something called spinal balance. So extending my left leg back, draw the navel in, soften the ribs in, and the right arm extends. So a little trick here. I'm going to swing my arm and leg out to the side and then place my foot down. So I'm keeping my foot flexed and my foot is out from the hip. I'm trying not to dump into my right hip. So this is my left leg. So I'm trying not to dump into it to kind of do this weird thing with my back and my pelvis because it just sort of messes with my low back. So I want to keep this lifted and I want to keep lifting out of the right hip. So extending my right arm, I'm going to thread the needle. Slide the right arm under the left. Let the forehead or side of the head rest. And a little twist. I did this yesterday. Decided I like it so much I'm doing it again today. And then press the hand down, lift, come to all fours. Now use a little bit of muscle. See if you can't lift the leg, swing it back. And then puppy pose, which is, or you can do down dog. Excuse me, I'm going to do puppy pose because it really opens my chest. Excuse me. Stuff is moving. Hands are forward. You can, and then I'm going to send my hips up and back, just like dog pose. And then my chest melts toward the floor, my forehead rests. You can decide to keep your elbows lifted or soften them to the floor. This is a big movement for the chest. Remember, down dog works too. And then nice and easy, coming into all fours, and then Sphinx pose. So elbows down, let the pelvis, legs rest on the floor. Again, I'm still working on opening the front of the body, the side body. And then we're going to do a little something different. So I'm going to take my left leg, bend the knee so it comes out to the side, flex the foot. It's right from my hip. Now, if this is too far from you, for you, back it down a little bit. So kind of work with your own flexibilities. You can stay perched up here, like on this sort of Sphinx. I'm going to take it into a crocodile again. So I'm going to come back down and rest. And I like this position because it really helps. It's like a passive opening of the hip. And I'm, again, keeping this foot flexed, it protects the knee, or at least it feels good for my knee. And see if you can't find that stillness. Relax the shoulders. Come out anytime you need. If you can't do this, then happy baby, or just lie on your back and hug your knee to your chest. And then to come out, you can sort of straighten the leg, go slow, come back so both legs are extended out. Hands under the shoulders, engage the upper back, the belly, and the legs. Lift to all fours. You can do some cat-cows here. If you have been on your back, just hug both knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side if that feels good. And I'm going to go to the other side. So for the camera, I'm going to flip this way. Spinal balance. Left leg, sorry, right leg, the opposite leg. Draws back, nice and strong, flex the foot, draw the navel in, soften the ribs down. Left arm extends. The gaze is just toward the tip of the mat or just beyond it. And then I'll use a little bit of muscle, bring the leg to the side, place it down. So again, engage the belly so that you're not sinking in the leg. A little cramp there. Go ahead from here and extend the left arm, slide it under the right. Spinal balance. So I'm keeping that foot flexed as well. Stay with the breath. Where can you find softness? Using your hand for support. Lift. Lift the leg. Swing it back. Ease yourself back onto Sphinx so that you're propped up on the elbows, but don't dump in the shoulders. So lift out of the shoulders. And then we're coming into that hip opening. So left leg, sorry, it's my right leg. My left and my right get confused. Go the other way. Make sure the foot is flexed, or at least I am. You can stay pursed like this. If that feels good, remember to adjust so it's not as intense if you need to. I'm going to take it into sort of that crocodile position. I'm also trying not to roll away from it. I want to keep as much spinal integrity as possible. Remember, if this is too much, roll onto your back, hug the knee to the chest, or happy baby if you know it. Remember to listen and respond. Listen and respond. That keeps the practice yours, and it keeps it in the sort of energy of mindfulness. And to come out, engage your hips, especially your glutes, and slowly reach the leg back. Slide the hands under the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, engage the upper back, belly, legs, lift to all fours. You can come to down dog, but I'm going to do puppy pose again. So with puppy pose, it's not child's pose. The hips stay up, but you can also do child's pose. The arms are in front, fingers nice and wide, hips up and back, melting the heart. The elbows can rest or stay lifted. To come out of puppy pose and slightly look forward, lift the head, walk the hands back. And I'm going to come into a seat. But before that, I think I want to windshield wiper my legs because that would feel pretty good. So a little windshield wiper action here. Open the chest. You draw the elbows back. My fingertips are to the side. I don't know if you can see that. Then come to a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. And rub your hands together. And place them over your heart. Take a couple breaths. In and out. Remember, always listen first, make a decision, and then respond. That's yoga. That's also life, right? Yoga is the science of life. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Practice with Me. If you like these videos, find it helpful, get any value, please consider liking this video, maybe give me a positive comment, maybe even subscribe, and maybe even share, which is like the biggest compliment ever, is if you share. And next week, I'm going to be having packages of 11 full gentle yoga classes that you will have access to. They're a minimum of 45 minutes. They really are designed for the student, not so much for me. These sessions are more designed for me. And I invite you to join me. Maybe give you some ideas. So thank you so much for listening and hanging out and hopefully practicing. And I will see you soon on the mat or just on the floor. Until next time, family, I will see you soon. Peace.